Good day, everybody. It is my pleasure to introduce to you an attorney, Marina Shepelsky. Marina is featured on the jurisq.com legal network as our exclusive divorce attorney in your area. I'm going to ask Marina a few questions so we'll get to know her a little better. Hi, Marina, and thank you for being with us.
Hi, everyone. Happy to be here.
Thank you. Marina, tell us please about your firm, about you. How many years in business? What is your experience? And so on.
So I personally have been in the practice of divorce and matrimonial law for 20 years. We have a big team. I have 3 other attorneys working with me full time. And we have a big paralegal team that help us with all of the little details, especially now with COVID pandemic, everything is online, things are getting uploaded, scanned. So we have a big team. Good. And we work as a team, so that's a great benefit to working with us. You don't just get me alone. I have lots of help, so things happen very quickly in an office.
And it's also important to have staff that communicates with clients. So for example, a client calls you, do you have people to answer the phone calls, to answer any concerns, questions?
Yes, definitely. So basically our mission statement is customer service first.
Good. Yep.
Because even though we know we're a law firm, we also understand we are a business. And in a business, customers care about communicating with us. So somebody from our office always calls the client back the same day, usually within 2 to 3 hours.
That's very important.
Never that you don't email me or you don't call me and you don't get a response. You call us, you email us, you get the response back the same day, usually 2-3 hours.
That's perfect. Marina, the point of jurisq.com legal network, it's a network with personality. So we're trying to get to know you a little bit better. Can you please tell us, why did you decide to become an attorney, and specifically an attorney in the practice of divorce and family law?
Well, if you want personality, we have lots of personalities in our team, and I definitely have a personality.
Oh, yes.
So why did I want to become an attorney? I'm a natural problem solver, and I'm very good at communicating with people and getting my point across. I wanted to be a doctor, actually, initially. When I went to school, and you and I know each other since we're young kids, you know I was pre-med. But what I carried away from that is really my love for solving people's problems. Their hardest life problems. I love to help them and I love to solve them. And I'm a very practical attorney. And our team is a very practical approach team. We are results oriented. Meaning, what does that mean? It's just words, right? Those words mean we care about the outcome of your case. We want you to win. I'm not just doing this to build people. I'm not just doing this to pretend like we're busy work. No, we're really busy. We win cases. We're in court every day. We understand the system. Sometimes we do things that only shorten your litigation. And sometimes it means, yes, you get billed less because we want to get the results faster. We want to get from point A to point B quick. I'm divorced. I was a single mom with 3 kids. That's why I started this area of law. I never did divorce before I got divorced myself. When I got divorced and I went through it, I said, wow, there's a real shortage of, first of all, Russian-speaking attorneys, but also just attorneys who are women, who understand other women and other men and the issues that they're dealing with from the inside. I lived this, this situation. I've known these problems from the inside. I know exactly what it feels like when you have to do a parenting plan, when you have to split the kids for the holidays, when you're worried about money, being a single mom or a single dad, being with the kids more when the other parent is only using them against you as a bargaining chip. A friend of mine who is a divorce lawyer in another state, she said to me, Marina, I really hate doing this because sometimes I feel like I'm selling kids for asses. And, some people get into these situations where they say, okay, you can have this house, but you're never going to see the kids. Things like that. So I wanted to be in there and help people overcome these problems. Because in
that's
divorces, in divorces, people are at the worst. Be prepared to see things with your spouse that you have never seen before and never knew about them before.
And that's what I hear from your clients, that they say that you have empathy for them because you went through the same ordeal, which was pretty bitter. You know exactly how they feel. and you know how to hold their hand for the process. That's very important.
Yeah, and a lot of people in our office have been divorced, like a few, more than half.
Yep. Now, is there any specific niche in your practice that you specialize in within divorce law, family law?
I mean, we do all kinds. Yeah, I understand. Do we have like a specialty within the specialty, right? We do all kinds of divorces, but lately, I love to see complex divorces. We love to deal with complex issues, but with people who are willing to settle them, people who want to see a really detailed plan, where everything is addressed, every I is dotted, every T is crossed, but who don't want to go to court for years and years, because I personally don't have that kind of patience. I'll be honest with you, I'm not a very patient person.
In other words, you want practical clients. You want clients that actually want to get to the end of this tunnel. You don't want to prolong litigation just to punish the other party.
Right. And I don't give the kind of advice that like strokes somebody's ego. I'm always honest with people. I say, look, I'm going to tell you how it is. You have a house, you have 2 kids. The judge is going to give half of the house to your husband. You have 2 kids. In state of New York, the judges believe each parent has a right to see their kids 50% of the time that the kids are free, like because they're in school.
That's fair.
Right. So let's not fight about this, please. The kids live with a mom. It's better for them to be with mom. For example, not always, right? We've had fathers as clients where it was better for the father to be the custodial parent. So I said, look, this is how it's going to roll when we go to court. If I tell them you never want to see to have the father never see the kids again, they're going to throw you out. They're going to think you're a fool and I'm an idiot for representing you and speaking those words in court. I'm not interested in being an idiot. You know what I mean?
Sure, of course.
I tell it how it is. If you like somebody who's going to be honest with you, straightforward, practical, wants to take your divorce and finish it as a very detailed, very good final product, that's us. Come to us.
Marina, do you have other attorneys refer clients to you, and what do you think that is?
Of course, we have people sometimes, first of all, my colleagues who have a conflict of interest, right? So somebody who went and they had a consultation, they'll say, I'm one of the attorneys they recommend. Somebody I know who does employment law or immigration law, although we do immigration law too, or maybe they're from another state, they always refer clients to us. We get a lot of referrals and we're happy to get those referrals, and we always take care of the clients. And we are aware that they were sent by somebody we know and respect, so we do that. That's very
telling when other professionals give you business, and that's what I hear out there, that other attorneys respect you and they send clients your way. That's very nice to hear.
Thank you. I have a lot of friends. I went to law school in 2002, and I have a lot of women attorney friends who do wills, trust, estates. Somebody I went to law school, this guy, he does personal injury in the Bronx, right? So I get a lot of referrals from them because they trust me. They know how I am.
Sure. And Marina, what states do you practice in?
Only 2, New York and New Jersey. And in New Jersey, I have a local partner, somebody who counsels with me, who does all the court work. Because it's very special, especially in New Jersey, each county, just like actually New York. Each county has their own little, shenanigans, their own little shtick. So it's important to be local.
Yeah,
you have to be local. Although I live here, I don't go to courts here as much. Although now almost everything in New Jersey is virtual, just like this, by camera.
Right. That's actually very convenient. So you're able to do the strategy with the other attorney, but the other attorney, if need to be, he goes or she goes to court.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Understood.
It's a woman.
Very good.
We have a lot of women in our office.
Marina, speaking of women, you are very fit. You love the fitness lifestyle.
I don't think so, but thank you.
No, listen. You're constantly working, improving yourself. And I see that you're very social on your social media. You're very active, giving people advice what to do in yoga. That's all very interesting, and that's very good for you. But I want to know, how does it relate to your law practice? Does it help you at all in your law practice?
I mean, listen, people are whole, right? We're all holistic. So like I'm a person that likes self-discipline and works on myself constantly to have discipline in every area of my life. For example, when I started practicing law, I didn't know that anything you schedule, any meeting, lunch, court date, you have to put on your calendar the minute it gets scheduled. Otherwise, you'll forget. So I learned that with practice. Same thing with exercise. I didn't grow up exercising. It's not a habit that I had. Like a lot of people, like my children, they did gymnastics since they were 3, because now I know how important it is to do that kind of thing from when you were a kid. Right. I didn't do any exercise growing up. I had bad asthma, so my parents didn't want me doing anything, right? Mm-hmm. As an adult, I became overweight. I got a lot of overeating habits. So I'm constantly, working on that. It's a challenge. I don't like to call it a problem. It's a challenge. So
Marina, whatever you're doing, it's working. So please keep it up.
Thank you. I mean, it's a lifelong challenge, to be honest with you. And a lot of it is habits. So I work on overcoming bad habits. Yoga helps me not just with exercise, stretching. My back and neck always hurt from working and sitting all the time and typing. And, even now all the court dates are like this. I don't even get to go out of the house a lot of times for court dates, right? For
judge, it's important to stretch your legs. Yeah, it's important.
Right. So yoga helps me stretch. Yoga helps me exercise. Yoga helps my state of mind. I set an intention. It helps me balance. It helps me keep sane. I'm constantly thinking about my health now as I get older. And this is all part of sort of what we do at work. Our approach in some ways is very much like a mother-like approach, for lack of a better word. We have empathy, we care about our clients, and holistically, not just about one thing, but if we're doing your divorce, the first thing I always ask about is the kids, right?
Right.
Because I think that in a divorce for children, their needs need to come first above everything else. Just like in somebody like myself in my life, exercise, health, eating right is part of the whole picture. That's the parallel I can draw for you.
Okay, very good. Thank you. It's very interesting to hear. Marina, are there any recent client success stories, something different or exceptional that you have seen in your cases that you want to share with our viewers?
We've had some cases that got published in the law journal over the years on certain issues because, I keep up with all the matrimonial law changes, and every 6 months or so they have courses and all the recent updates, right? And child support and alimony and allocation of assets, division of assets, like dividing up property. So we've had some cases that were published. We settled a lot of cases this year. We love to settle cases. We settled a lot of cases this year with kids, with properties, with very complex situations, with investment accounts, pension plans, splitting up multiple properties. So we do things like that all the time. And it's hard to see a divorce as any kind of a victory, to be honest with you.
Right.
And I'm very much aware of that, having gone through it myself, right? So we just try to do the best with not such a great situation. If I did my best and the people walk away, not, maybe happy is not the word, but at least satisfied that they know what they're going to do until the kids turn 21.
They can move on. They've reached certain milestones.
Then I feel like it's a victory. I feel like a victory because we started and we finished. There's the completion, right? There's, what do they say in a relationship? You need a closure. If there's closure, I consider that a victory.
Yeah. And you certainly carry a lot of weight on your shoulders because you actually decide or you participate in the fate of a person and their kids and the ex-spouse.
Right.
So I know you take this very seriously.
I take it very seriously, and I've seen so much in my practice, and I really hate bad-mouthing anyone, but I know some of my colleagues are not like that. I know that when I see a certain name on papers, I know it's going to be a bloodbath. Right. And so sometimes we have to be prepared to be defending or attacking in a bloodbath. But I really like cases where both sides are prepared to end their marriage. If they agree at least that they're prepared to end it, that they're not ready to go forth as a married couple, then we are already one step ahead.
So Marina,
and then we go from there.
It seems like you do have to be prepared and ready before you file for divorce, maybe before you even talk about divorce with your spouse. Right. So I believe what I took away from our conversation here is that it's important to contact an attorney when you contemplate a divorce. So do you think it's a good idea for clients to call you?
It's a great idea to contact an attorney, but I'm going to take it one step back. As a matter of fact, I recorded a video today about this, how to prepare for divorce. And before you even come to see an attorney, and for women, this is the big one, right? You need to know your finances, a simple budget. A lot of people, women especially, and I don't like to discriminate or generalize, but I find that a lot of women are like, let's say they're stay-at-home moms, or they let the husband handle the bills, don't understand, don't know what they have, right? So before you even come to see an attorney, which of course you need to go and see an attorney, you need to understand how much money your family's earning. What's your husband earning? What are you earning? Look at those tax returns. Look at those W-2s. Understand what is your gross income. Understand how much you have on various accounts, including pension plans, including investment accounts, including weird Roth IRAs, and all those kinds of things, 401ks, 403ks. There's so many different letters and numbers around. The bottom line is you need to take maybe like an Excel document or even a Word document that adds, right? And say, okay, this is our assets, what we own. This is our income. And here are our debts, student loans, mortgages, credit cards, you know, home equity loans. People sometimes get divorced and they owe more than they own. They have more debts than they own, right? Because they take on too much debt sometimes. And that's another reason for divorce in the first place. It creates so much pressure.
Of course,
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So do that. Have a spreadsheet backed up by numbers and statements. After that, and it's out like, okay, talk to an accountant if you can't handle this yourself. Just, you know, grab all the paperwork, go see a bookkeeper and accountant, have them help you. And the next step, of course, is to go see an attorney and understand your rights, understand what to expect, understand if you are eligible for any kind of alimony. If a marriage is super short, you might not get any alimony, right? Like if you were married for 2 years, you might get nothing in alimony, but you might get child support if you have kids. You might still be entitled to, let's say, an apartment that your husband owned before he met you, but you lived with him in that apartment. During the marriage, it went up in price a lot. Like if you had a Florida apartment, for example, you could be entitled to half of the increase only, but it could be sizable money. It could be a lot of money. So understand things like that.
Very good. Very practical advice. So in conclusion, if anybody's watching this video and they're thinking about possibly getting a divorce, it's important to contact Marina Shepelsky at the number we're going to give at the bottom of the screen, bottom of this video. Contact Marina Shepelsky, schedule a consultation, and find out more or less what are you facing, what's going to happen to you financially, what is the process, and the number we're going to give you. Marina, thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you here with us today. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.